I'm gonna talk about Nazis. I mean, not Nazis. I mean, it says here, says anti-furries. Yeah, that sounds about right. Pretty much a group of people on the internet that, you know, are taking a strong stance against the societal evil that is people who dress up in animal costumes. Why? Why would I waste my time on this? Because this entire like little niche is just babies first Nazism, baby's first hate crime. A pretty grounded like entry level to get like kids into, you know, fascist ideals and things in the future. These guys actually came from, you might be surprised to find this out, but origin point actually stems, if you could believe something as abstract as this, from the far right. Politically speaking, the far right. How do I know that? Well, it's because if you go on Google and just search like anti-furry, like a good amount of the stuff that you're gonna find is just fascist propaganda, like just straight up.
Yo, what do you guys think?
That's just Nazis.
What? Really? No. Just, I'm sure it's an outlier. Oh, okay. Oh, we got this one. Oh, hey guys, I'm sure this is nothing. Guys.
Oh no,
Guys,
that's Black Sun, isn't
guys,
it?
just hear me out of this one. Just hear me out of this one.
This is
Will reinterpret fascist, or in some instances even anti-fascist propaganda, and, you know, put their own spin on it like this. It's not very hard to like figure out as well. Like watching any of the like videos, or, you know, because there are like quote unquote memes on this that you can watch, you know, if you really want to study this topic. The premise of the memes are usually like, it'll play something that like a furry did and it's like super cringe, and then you'll have like a Nazi guy come on screen and be like,
oh my god, it's Nazi!
Oh my god.
I'm paraphrasing a little bit, but that's like the gist of a lot of them.
Epic.
So fucking schmack. I would repost this over here.
Epic. What does this do with the furries? They're just killing each other. That's not Sigma.
It's not Sigma.
Yeah, Sigma.
It's not Sigma. Now this is Sigma. Now this is Sigma. I would literally get up and start spazzing.
Exactly, my followers. Oh, that's Killer Man.
Dude, Hitlerman, save us, please.
That's quite well to kill him.
Oh, you know, I just play someone's like actually good animation that's completely safe for work, but then just follow up with a guy in the shooting range. Wow.
Rich, you bullied a furry.
Oh.
Even though science is not even clever. Shoot furry, yes.
Yes.
The fundamental belief of these guys, at the end of the day, whether they will admit it or not, is that deviation from the norm is bad. You know, anything that's like different is going to just be inherently bad, or it sucks. That's part of the reason why you can get like so many kids to fall like into this, as even I was at some point, is because it mainly relies on people like not understanding it and then just, you know, kind of filling in the rest of it. Like, you know, I don't understand this, so it must be like bad, and et cetera, et cetera. And this is where I'm gonna probably get some flack from the peanut gallery, but brace yourselves on this one. The other thing that this, you know, little army of angry nerds kind of relies on, you just kind of having as like an underlying assumption, is that NSFW, like pornography in any sense, is like immediately bad. And I mean seriously, like to a point where I've seen people on the internet get like called out for just having like being an adult and, I don't know, drawing NSFW and sharing it with other adults hypothetically. So a lot of their like arguments for why furries are super bad and they suck stem from this like underlying belief that anything that's like sexual in any context is like the work of the devil, and it needs to be dealt with accordingly. When in reality, if you actually talk to one of these guys like one-on-one, I seriously doubt they could actually elaborate to you why something like the situation that I proposed, you know, an adult sharing stuff with adults, is bad. I don't get how that's bad.
Yes, Gone Fishing, I can actually explain to you why it's bad with my masterful debate skills. You see, what you've clearly forgotten here is, what if it makes me cringe?
Look, I also hate this shit where it's like, you can't, you know, I think people kind of realize naturally that like when you hate an entire group of people, you are going to look like a douchebag. So in response, these guys, instead of admitting that they obviously just don't like this entire group of people because they are different, they instead go with this like deflection that all furries or whatever are, insert like horrible term here, vile, groomer, fists, etc., whatever bad term you want to plug in there, it doesn't really matter. The point is, at the end of the day, you're just saying a statement that equates to all furries equal bad. I wish these guys at the very least would just have like the courage to just be like, I don't like these guys, I don't get it, because I don't get it, okay? I don't get it, and I'll be the first to admit it, okay? I don't fucking get it. But I don't know. I also don't like put down like an entire group of people just because like they have different interests than me. Interests like what? God fishing, pedophilia? I got you there. I'm a masterful, skilled debater. Mention that a lot of the people that like say dumbass shit like this, usually, it's like homophobia and transphobia in a fucking trench coat, being like, oh, we don't like furries actually, and all furries are bad because they hurt kids. Is actually you just. Oh, wouldn't you know? It's homophobia and transphobia in a fucking trench coat with a vague seal of protecting the children. Case in point, in about 2 years ago, I made this video where I talked to, pretty much like trolled this guy, owned this like furries suck Roblox group. The group was called like the Mighty Corporation. I don't know if it's still up. I don't really give a shit. And I trolled him on my alt and I said like, oh, I'm like a journalist or whatever, and I want to like do a piece on like, I want to interview you. And I got like down to I still have all the footage and I'm going to use it obviously, but I got down to like kind of the root of what these guys think that they're actually fighting. And that is they're not just fighting like, oh, furries suck. They're literally just fighting against like queer people in general. Like that, just straight up. They use plenty of Nazi imagery in like their shit like all over their pages and stuff. Shit like this where they would just slap like their logo on it. Like, yeah, I really sign off on that, whatever's going on in this here. And no, I mean, in conversation, bro, it's just like, yep, they're the problem. Absolutely, fully agree with you. I was like T-balling him up a bunch of bullshit and he was just like, absolutely, 100%, I'm just gonna fall for this.
Oh yeah, I hate furries with my heart. Like, I get banned on like all my accounts, like just like saying shit to furries and stuff, so.
But that's the thing, and that's what makes it like the most some of the more insidious shit I've seen on the internet, because you have like large content creators or figures, like content creators that I, at a younger age watched, kind of plant these like seeds in your mind that, different equals bad and cringe, just bullying people for like literally no reason. A lot of the guys that I've seen dunking on furries aren't even like doing it like calling out this like disgusting, pedophile, zoophile. Like, no, it's usually just like, oh, look at this guy's a bit cringe, kids these days. It's just shit like that. That's one of the deadlier parts of this, because this is how, I don't doubt it, this is probably how a good amount of people are going to end up getting radicalized, is because of shit like this, whether they realize it or not, because they are getting into like spheres where people who are kind of masking their actual truer deep-seated beliefs behind the guise of, I don't like people in animal costumes. Fun fact, I was gonna wait, let me see I'm gonna see on Discord, because like just before I started talking to this, I was talking to Rubison made like a tweet last week. He was like, message me if you've like been a victim of swatting or some shit, and I'm supposed to talk to him in like whenever he gets home, but I'm gonna finish recording this. I don't even doubt that some of the people who preach it now were probably also introduced to it at like a younger age at some point. I mean, it's very easy to get people at like any stage in their life to say that something that's different is like bad, something that's different that you don't understand is bad. Very, very ridiculously easy. I briefly alluded to this earlier, but I'm kind of saying a lot of this from personal experience as well, because there was a point in my life where I believed a lot of the same shit. And I mean like a lot of the same shit. I was like probably, 13 or 14 or so, but I was like, oh, furries are disgusting, blah, 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 blah. I want to have sex with animals and whatever and shit. And I'll tell you what it was. It was my friend becoming a furry. It was that. And I don't think if that had happened, I do not think I would have changed my mind on this. He was like my best friend. I knew him since like 6th grade. If it were not for him, who knows? I may have even gotten radicalized further. People that fall into, or younger people that fall into this, like you just kind of hope that they're going to like grow out of it, quote unquote. But I think the truth is that some of them probably don't. Some of them probably don't. And while it may not, while their focus may not be on, people in animal costumes for the rest of their days, it will probably continue in some other, form, because at a younger age, they were instilled with the belief that, things that are different from you are bad, and things that you find weird, if you find something weird, that means it's like morally bad. Yeah. I will say though, if you want to like get in the weeds here with this, the statistics aren't even on these guys' side. So like, I can do all this like theoretical like epistemology here, but I don't even really need to do that. Like the stats are not even on their side. Hit them with it. Hit them with the statistics. Hit them with the facts. Don't care about your feelings.
Really, the funniest part about this is that the facts are not even on these guys' side. All of this information is like pulled directly off of Wikipedia. It took me actually less than 10 minutes to find all of this stuff and compile it for you. Facts do not care about your feelings. From a survey of 4.3 thousand, 37% reported that sexual attraction is important to them. The remaining 63% reported that they either did not care or that they were in strong opposition to it. Now, I don't know if you know math, but 63% is like just under 2/3, and I mean like just barely under 2/3. So I mean, it feels kind of futile to argue with this stuff, right? Because like the real reason why these guys actually think the way that they do is not because like of some statistics or anything. It's because of anecdotes. It's because of their own like biases in the situation. There's not any statistic I could show you on the screen that would change your mind. You're not here because of statistics in the first place if you hate people in animal costumes. But some of you may be shocked to find this out, but I actually for the life of me found literally no evidence connecting the furry fandom to pedophilia, zoophilia, literally like anything, like or crimes in general. There are plenty of anecdotes, but there are plenty of anecdotes for literally anything. Like there are 8 billion people in the world. Go figure. There's like a handful of them that fit the exact narrative that you want to craft. Guys, I have some shocking news. If you look at this graph here, you can see that the statistical majority of convicted pedophiles are white men. Now, guys, I mean, the facts are obvious here. That means all white men must be pedophiles. Okay, that's like my facts don't care about your feelings segment. Yeah, that's it. That's all the facts. You can go find more. Or if you're still in denial, just go hit me with like 50 anecdotes in the comment section. Just hit me with a bunch of like, oh, but what about this person who died with a dog? What about this person who this, that, or the other? Blah, 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 blah. Just hit me with a bunch of those. Just show me how fucking stupid you are. Fuck this.
What is the moral of the story? There are different modes of being. And it doesn't make people like bad just because they're different from you. This video serves as a sincere and honest apology to the anti-furry community. I'm sincerely sorry that I didn't go far enough. Pretty much you're all a bunch of little fucking idiots. I was right the whole time.
A brief presentation on anti-furry nationalism by Gone Fishing. Anti-furryism or anti-furry nationalism, as we know it currently, was the brainchild of a dude named Joseph Skirnov. Just about 3 years ago in early 2021, Joseph is credited by multiple anti-furry pages as the creator of not only the first anti-furry account to use the flag, but the flag itself. This was from an article that I found saying anti-furry flag by Joseph Skirnov, and this is from an anti-furry website saying Joseph Skirnov is the founder of Anti-Furry Action. Here's some more references to him. Here's another anti-furry that posts the flag from back in 2021 saying that it was created by Anti-Furry Action, aka Joseph Skirnov. And also here is a ad on the previously mentioned anti-furry website saying that Anti-Furry Action has the best anti-furry propaganda. Okay, but what's the big deal? Who cares? Okay, who cares who created it, Gone Fishing? Unless you have like some crazy proof that like he was a neo-Nazi, I seriously doubt that exists. That can't be real. Big shock, it actually is real. The anti-furry flag is based on the flag from the National Socialist Revolutionary Movement, a neo-Nazi group from Moscow. There is literally no debate to be had here. Skirnov is referenced across multiple anti-furry pages as its creator, and the flag itself is based off of a Russian neo-Nazi group's flag. End of story.
Wow, really interesting. So you're telling me they based it off of a neo-Nazi flag? I'm shocked. So with that being said, let's actually get into the response videos that I received from very, very angry anti-furries. All videos will be linked below.
Like, holy f***, you're retarded.
Debunking at Gone Fishing video on anti-furries by someone called Yeet Meme. The video openly starts with this guy's intro, which has a little clip of a dancing Hitler in it, which is a very great way to start a video where you're supposedly going to be disproving the allegations that you're a part of a neo-Nazi group. That's great. He also refers to me as a furry protector, which I don't know. I guess I'm not terminally online enough to know what that means, which is surprising because I am incredibly terminally online.
Disprove fur protector by the name of Gone Fishing. But how you furries say anti-furries are cherry picking? Is that you kind of say in this video, you know, that we choose specific people? How else are you doing that? Just finding specific things, all we do is just search it up.
So he accuses me of cherry picking, and yeah, no, I do have to wonder, like, how is it cherry picking if it's like I'm talking about like a systemic level of like fascism, you know? If your entire movement is that, like from the base of it, how is it cherry picking?
The anti-furry flag is not based on Nazi flag. It's based closer to the anti-Nazi flag, or anarchist flag, or an anti-anarchist flag.
There is literally no debate to be had here. The creator was a neo-Nazi. It is based off of a neo-Nazi flag. It has all the iconography and vexillology of it. Oh shit, but actually no, he totally debunked that though, because then the next thing he plays is he actually shows that in an anti-furry Discord server, the second rule is no Nazis. So fuck me, I guess. I'm fucking, it's over.
Oh, what's one of the rules? No Nazi. So kind of like your point, got this proven.
Then to just two clips of me saying that, you know, this, that, or the other, he will just cite like these 4 anecdotes that he's going to continue recycling throughout the entire runtime of the video. Like seriously, here's all the times that he mentions them. There is no editing here. This is just a direct compilation of them. No, and he keeps going. He really loves these 4 anecdotes, which is honestly a genius way to ignore any level of actual adult debate. Because, you know, like why do that when you could just like, no, you're wrong actually, and then put a meme sound effect. So to me saying then that this movement preys on the feelings of little kids finding furries weird, he then accuses, or I guess softly accuses the furry fandom of grooming kids into becoming a furry.
Do I need to say more?
Kind of like saying that, I don't know, you groomed a child into building Lego sets. You know what I mean? It comes from like a very fundamental misunderstanding of what the debate is even about, to the extent that, like, I don't know, all I'm saying is that you're inviting someone into a group and not that the group that you are inviting them into is inherently bad. He then says, in response to me saying that the anti-furry movement is rooted in Nazism, which at this point in the video, he doesn't even refute. He just tries to counterclaim by saying that the furry movement is rooted in, quote unquote, and this is the source that he put on the screen, rooted in an underground comics movement from the 1970s, which would depict explicit content. And I guess we are to argue that that is on the same level as being a neo-Nazi? Is that what we're arguing? Are we arguing that, like, comics that have explicit art are on the same level as Nazism? Because you know who would say something like that? A Nazi. And again, more of this just like using memes to attempt to discredit like entire parts of the video. Just putting like his source, trust me, bro, and then cutting out the actual part where I like proved it. I hope you had a good laugh when putting stuff in the video like that, because you are going to be remembered as a Nazi defender. And then he just skips over like crucial parts of the video with putting text on the screen saying, I have already debunked this. True journalism. Okay, so for the part of the video where I went over some anti-furry memes and media, he stops on a particularly damning one where a guy, in response to seeing a furry in the woods, pops out from behind a tree with very clear and obvious Nazi iconography on. We're talking like wearing a skull mask and a fucking red armband. Pretty damning stuff right there. In response to that, this fucking genius says,
He wears a skull mask and it makes it look like smiley. That armband, guess what? Militaries wear armbands.
Motherfucker, it is a red armband.
You know what, Junior? That one is just so fucking stupid. I'm just gonna give you that one. No, you won. You won. Yeah, no, a red armband, a guy wearing a red armband and a skull bandana. No, you won. Yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, clearly I was confusing that with normal military attire. You won, buddy. You won. Have a juice box. You won, dude. Here's a clip where he like pauses and actually goes into gameplay footage of him playing fucking gorilla tag in the background. For all the Sigmas at home, you're gonna be pumping your biceps at this one. He says to the clip of me saying that I seriously doubt, I doubt that they could explain why an adult sharing NSFW with other adults in an adult space is bad. He says,
That's why. You know why we hate so much supporting zoophilia? You know why? It's been showing a larger testosterone and...
Oh my god, I'm actually gonna die. Oh my god.
oh shit. Fucking Yeet Meme is gonna tell me. We all should be listening to Yeet Meme. I don't know what else to say.
That's why we hate it. Like, holy you're retarded.
Holy go fishing, retarded. Dude, there is nothing funnier calling me retarded in the most retarded sounding voice ever.
Yeah, you have, like, the balls to attack a group that hates that group for a very justifiable reason.
You have the balls to attack a group that hates that group for a very justifiable reason. Yeah, no, please explain to me then, Mr. Alpha Male. Mr. Alpha Male, explain this to a little soy boy simpleton like me, mister. It's gonna lower your testosterone. Sorry if it lowers yours, by the way, by explaining it to such a cucked libtard like myself, but I really just want to understand. The arguments that they have are also inherently contradictory, but like, who fucking cares? You know, who cares if our arguments are contradictory? Because it doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter, especially when these guys, like, their entire thing is just like cherry picking the facts that they agree with. Just look at the next segment here. This guy just like straight up disregards an entire segment where I am actually showing data by just saying that he doesn't trust it.
Yeah, I'm gonna disprove this with a couple of things. Number one, that looks like Wikipedia. And we all know Wikipedia, guess what? Dinosaurs.
Shit, man. We was debating, bro. We was having intelligent debates and shit.
There's so much other statistics that proves that otherwise.
Here's the funniest part about this. This guy is completely fucking illiterate. He actually cites a source that if you would believe me, actually proves the exact opposite. It actually supports my point more.
I cannot make this up. This guy actually cited a statistic that not only proves my point, but proves my point better than I did. The number I cited was 37%. His actually is 32.64%, less than 1/3. This guy is so illiterate. He actually proved my point more while saying the exact opposite.
Gone Fishing Q live reaction by talented YouTuber. This talented YouTuber guy has some extra lore that we will get into at the end, mainly because I don't want to like do some poisoning the well quote unquote shit against him. Let's just see what the guy has to say first. So the video starts with an absolute zinger. What you're gonna also notice as well is that he has this Tucker Carlsona that he speaks through. He has used his voice in previous videos. I wonder why he doesn't do that anymore.
Hello, Sigmas. It's time for another sexy video. Okay, what can I talk about today? Oh look, the video on Anti-Furries.
So he starts the video with this zinger, pretty much trying to equate me saying this quote.
I don't know. I also don't like put down like an entire group of people just because like they have different interests than me.
But here's the major hypocrisy, that I dare to say that neo-Nazism is bad.
Quite curious. You claim to not hate groups of people, yet you hate a group that hates groups of people. Classic leftist hypocrisy.
Yeah, no, so much for the fucking tolerant left, right? There's so much for the tolerant left. You claim that you're tolerant, but then what? But then when I say I want to then you draw the line? All of a sudden, not so tolerant anymore, Mr. Big Shot. Yes, I actually think that we should not be tolerant of intolerance. That's personally where I draw the line, and I think any reasonable person should. The other thing you're going to notice about this video is that he spends more time trying to discredit why or tell the viewer why you shouldn't listen to me instead of actually talking about anything that I say. So like, an example would be accusing me of hypocrisy instead of actually addressing the things I say, or trying to come up with some ulterior motives that I would have for saying the things I say instead of actually, you know, addressing the things I say. This is a repeated pattern, not only in this video, but in the videos that are going to follow it. Yeah, and then he just takes like more stuff that I say and just piles on more anecdotes with it. I'm really sick of this shit, so I'm not even gonna like confront these. Again, we're just talking like just a handful of anecdotes.
15 fucking anecdotes.
Okay, so like I said at the top, now this is the part of the video where he tries to paint some ulterior motive that I would possibly have for making or saying the same things that I have been saying for years. He brings up my girlfriend and then sucks the of Ruben Sim repeatedly, which is funny as fuck considering Ruben Sim featured in the video, which you would have known if you just watched, but he spends the rest of this next segment by trying to rewrite history and run defense for the, you know, God King Emperor.
Even Rubenson, the Sigma male, pointed this out on Twitter. That's not what happened. He released a list of people. It was not him trading NSFW content. My girlfriend never like traded NSFW content though. Basically a bunch of molding about how he's mad his precious kitten got called out. Called out for what exactly? For most likely being a degenerate on Roblox. When I literally just fucking lie. Calling him a transphobic Nazi and shit. I never called Ruben a Nazi.
Yeah, no, this is just historically illiterate. Again though, I don't expect, you know, this guy to like be like, oh, it makes perfect sense now because this guy's a fucking idiot. And that requires actual nuance to, you know, understand the complexities of a real situation that happened. It's far easier to just put a meme on the screen like, you know, a Discord e-kitten one and just be like, oh, this is literally you, bro. You got me. In the flesh. Though Tucker Carlsona at the end of the video still then refers to me as grooming. Epic, funny joke. People in the comments really thought this was hilarious. I mean, Jesus Christ, the comment section is Reddit fucking gold. You, sir, have won the internet today. Absolute banger stuff. It's just, the only reason I mention it is because I find it, let's say, ironic, given this dude's recent actions.
this one of me saying a joke. Never mind, guys. False alarm. It's a joke. Never mind. We just
Can you imagine what these guys' reaction would be if like a furry said these messages? Like these very same messages I just showed. Can you just imagine that? Just picture that in your head. Yeah, imagine the outrage if the roles were reversed, you stupid fucking libtard. This video is called Reacting to One of Gone Fishing's Videos, plus Discord by Handcup Official, March 3rd, 2024. You'll notice it was published the same day as the video that I talked about prior, because it was made by a friend of the video that I talked about prior. Though I will say this one is significantly more brain broken. What this guy did is I guess he tried to do a light amount of trolling in my Discord server, joining my Discord server and just like lying and trying to troll people and shit. And then crying about it when he got, you know, drop kicked and banned. Before the furries say you was spreading intolerance, I wasn't. All I did was introduce myself and then ask a question. I mean, come on, is that illegal in 2024? I just wanted to have a civil conversation. And then they banned me. They censored me. They were censoring me. I'm sorry, we don't need to justify why we're gonna fucking ban you. Go kick rocks. I just wanted to have a conversation. So anyways, this is where it gets actually good. So he does this very kind of botched introduction of who I am in the first place. He has to do this kind of act where he pretends like, you know, not much is known about him just because he couldn't actually be to do the research himself. Nothing much is known about him except for being a furry, hating Rubinson, and mocking Matt Walsh. I swear to God, you could not make this shit up. I do not know what I even need to say about this. Matt Walsh is a horrible fucking person.
And this is me just stating, right now I'm gonna start by just stating facts. Girls between the ages of like 17 and 24 is when they're technically most fertile. Yeah, okay? That's biological. That's a fact. All right, I'm just stating facts. So what I'm saying is that the problem is not per se teenage pregnancy, it's unwed pregnancy. That's the problem in society. It's only problematic when you are not married.
He restates the same BS from the prior video because again, it was made by his friend, so this was just like a free just dunk, saying that I am most likely a furry because of my online girlfriend. Yeah, dude, you got me. I have an online girlfriend. You got me. You got me. And again, like I said with the previous guy, he's just trying to paint some ulterior motive here for why I would make the video or why anybody would make a video like the one I made. And hopefully it will just like poison the well so that his audience isn't, you know, thinking like, okay, well, but like some of this actually makes sense. No, it can't make sense because actually the guy who made it has some ulterior motives. So like, don't even listen to him. Yeah, he tries to play semantics, which you'll see again with the next video as well. They just try and play semantics and be like, anti-furries and furry hunters and furry haters or furry killers. These are actually like different. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. Ah, yes, we are all Nazis and little toddlers for disliking a group of people. Yeah, you actually are like toddlers at the very least. Like no, you are. So in response to me saying that anti-furries originated from the far right, he says, I could say the same about furries being from the far left. Great job, Sunshine. Great, beautiful job. You get a juice box for that one. Great work. You could observe reality. Judging by this guy's profile pic, which has him drinking commie tears, I'm assuming he would just say something like I said, you know, communism, communism, schmommunism, Venezuela, 7 gorillion population dead, or some shit like that. But, you know, hit me with it, dude, hit me. I feel like you cherry-picked these memes to make us look worse. That's really interesting. Did I also cherry-pick your entire ideology that you subscribe to? Please tell me if I did. I'm sincerely sorry if I cherry-picked the entire ideology, its creator, its iconography, and its vexillology, rooting back to clear and obvious Nazi imagery. So sorry if I cherry-picked that, you know, your entire foundation. He says in this next segment that because I dislike fascism, I am, in his words, no better than the Ku Klux Klan.
To be fair, though, coming from the anti-furry crowd, this guy probably meant that as a compliment.
What else do I have to say aside from like using this fucking shitty image that's like Antifa and the Ku Klux Klan? The same thing. Antifa says that an entire race is bad. Obviously, they hate white people. Okay. Antifa destroys buildings. Antifa hides their face with a mask, and that's it. That's it. Okay, come on. Like, we seriously doing this? We're seriously gonna say that I'm the KKK because I don't like Nazis? Okay, thank you. Again, we was doing debate and shit. We was gone fishing. We was doing intellectual debate and shit. Yeah, he skips around a lot and then finally lands on the clip of me quite reasonably saying that an adult sharing stuff in adult spaces with other adults is, not bad. And go figure, because of how obviously not bad this is, he has to just make up a hypothetical that fits his worldview instead of addressing the actual situation. I see you're trying to normalize NSFW content. Try explaining this to all the minors who have been exposed to NSFW by people such as Furry Citation Needed. I would say citation needed at least, but it's also pretty clear that this guy would just like pull up some like anecdote or something from like 135 BC and then just point to it and be like, oh, fucking, he just said citation needed, and I got 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 even, dare I say. See, like it happens. Yeah, the video ends with like a solid like just over a minute of him just going through the comment section of my video, claiming that it is all like quote unquote biased and lies, with no actual attempt to explain or even pause or stop on any of the comments or explain why they are quote unquote biased and lies. He just, I guess, wants you to just interpret that as such and not actually read them or interpret them as they were written. Extra note I will say is that the thumbnail strangely like calls me a simp. I guess I am just a simp now for having a girlfriend. If being a simp means that I get more than your dad or you or your grandpa fucking combined, then I am a fucking simp through and through. How about that? Final video. This is going to be a bit of a shorter one. My actual response to Gone Fishing's video, Roblox Nazis Furry Hunters by Encore C Chat. This is actually the second video that they uploaded on me specifically because they made a video previously that was a like glorified shit post. And despite me not even knowing about it, the video got like ruthlessly disliked. I never mentioned it anywhere or sent people to quote unquote like harass him or shit. And it was so bad that the creator of the video actually accused me of doing so, even though I did not. I guess feeling a little butthurt that his most viewed video was now a shit post with a significant amount of dislikes. He made a follow-up video attempting to do the same thing that the previous ones did, but I mean even shittier. This video video I did actually post in my Discord server critiquing it. I just posted a screenshot of the video, provided with a link to it with clear criticism attached. The video starts by accusing me of, by my own logic, committing a hate crime against anti-furries. Don't even know what I need to say about this because he doesn't even try to elaborate on this at all. So that's genius. And then he just does the same entire bullshit that I've already seen throughout this entire video. You know, play semantics, furry hunters, anti-furries, these are different things. You know, accuse me of cherry picking. In fact, this video doesn't bring a single original point that I have not already torn to shreds in this video. The only thing that I want to say that this person said is this. At about a minute and a half into the video, the creator puts text on the screen mocking the idea that the anti-furry quote-unquote movement would be inducting kids at a young age into Nazi ideology in the future. He mocks this idea. And it's something that I found kind of sickeningly ironic upon finding out that the creator of this video is actually a relatively young person who very much likely fell into the same trap that they are currently denying the existence of. And this opens up to the conclusion of the video I would like to call civilian casualties.
Being an anti-furry on the surface seems very simple, and in a way, it kind of is, right? Like, it's very simple to at least get into, because all it really relies on is you having a natural human reaction in finding something different from you weird. Unfortunately, though, that means that you could easily get a lot of kids into it. In all my time spent, researching for this, follow-up video, everything I've seen points to the average age for your average anti-furry being particularly on the younger side. I saw very, very young kids.
We will start an anti-furry campaign to support the gamers in the furry war.
Here's some info, guys, that we use to destroy the furry. Protect the furry. Here's a message to all the gay furry.
Yeah, I want to get furry.
Shortly after the video was released, in the first week, I stumbled across a comment from just a certain individual who, I'm going to completely censor as well as the comment so that it's not traceable or searchable anyway. But just suffice to say, they left like an anti-furry comment, we'll just say. I went to their channel and found videos that they recently uploaded demonstrating very clearly that, let's just say they are an obvious child. Even further, I went into their oldest videos and found ones from 5.5 years ago where you can see they are actually a toddler.
And I totally they can kill others by adults too.
In fact, here's a video from not even 5 years ago, 2019, where they look like they're probably like 7 years old. I don't even know if I would say that. They look more like they're 6.
Come to your house and kill you.
And I kind of just paused and went like, holy shit. That means that at the time that this video was recorded, I was older than they currently are now 5 years later. Oh shit, lag, sorry about that. But looking around more, it seems that that's actually the overall consistency. The age being really, really, really fucking young, surprisingly. On the anti-furry archives of anti-furry websites that I gathered some of my information from, I ran across one called antifurries.weebly.com, an old website that was active from March 2021 until I don't know, but it's not available anymore. On there, they had a Q&A section where kids would ask questions, kids and teens would ask questions, and the author of the website would respond to the questions and give their advice or whatever. One of the questions from a kid being this, asking what to do because they have a furry that's in their class. The author of the website, I kid you not, responds by telling this obvious child to bully them, get other people to bully them, and then tell the school administration and in the hopes of getting them suspended. When you have that full perspective in mind, it doesn't really surprise me that your average anti-furry would probably disagree with what I'm saying, or I don't know, have a very childlike and whimsical view of the situation and go, no, they can't be Nazis. No, there's no way. Because of course they would say that. They're children, So, anyways, alright, that's the end of the video. Thanks for watching.